Dubai in the 1960s was a quiet collection of fishing villages and desert outposts. Imagine a place where the sun scorches the sand by day and by night. The call of the muezzin echoes across empty streets. Life revolved around the sea and the desert, pearl diving, fishing, and trading small goods. It wasn't exactly the picture of wealth or grandeur, but even then, the seeds of Dubai's future fortune were quietly taking root. The story of Dubai's wealth is often simplified. Oil. Yes, oil played a role, but it wasn't the full story. In fact, Dubai's oil reserves were modest compared to its neighbors. Abu Dhabi, for instance, was sitting on a fortune beneath its sand dunes. So how did Dubai, a small desert emirate, transform into a glittering global hub of trade, tourism, and real estate? To understand, you need to look at the mind of one man, Sheikh Rashid bin Su'id Al Maktoum. In the 1950s, he inherited the role of ruler of Dubai. At that time, Dubai's economy was struggling. Pearl diving had collapsed because of Japan's artificial pearls, and trading profits were inconsistent. Sheikh Rashid, however, had a vision. He didn't see oil as the only ticket to prosperity. He saw opportunity in infrastructure, trade, and location. Dubai's location was a natural advantage. Sitting along the Persian Gulf, it was a natural stopover for traders from India, Persia, and beyond. But raw location alone wasn't enough. Dubai needed ports, roads, and policies that could attract businessmen. Sheikh Rashid invested heavily in building a modern port at Jebel Ali, years before oil money began to flow in significant quantities. This move was risky. The emirate had limited financial resources, and the desert presented massive logistical challenges. But it paid off. The Jebel Ali port would later become one of the busiest ports in the world, a cornerstone of Dubai's non-oil economy. Ships from all over Asia, Europe, and Africa began docking there, unloading goods and fueling commerce. Sheikh Rashid also recognized that a modern city required roads, airports, and utilities. So he embarked on a program to modernize Dubai, long before anyone imagined the skyscrapers that would eventually dominate the skyline. But infrastructure alone doesn't attract people. You need vision, incentives, and trust. Dubai's rulers implemented policies to make the city friendly to foreign investors. Free trade zones were created, taxes were minimized, and regulations were simplified. Suddenly, businesses from around the world had a reason to set up shop in a small desert emirate that most maps barely acknowledged. Then came the tourism gamble. While Abu Dhabi focused on oil, Dubai realized that building a global reputation as a luxury and shopping destination could bring immense wealth. Hotels, malls, and entertainment complexes began to rise, attracting tourists who spent billions of dollars annually. Today, Dubai boasts the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, and artificial islands like Palm Jumeirah, symbols of ambition and audacity. Yet none of this would have been possible without a blend of culture, politics, and strategy. Sheikh Rashid understood that oil could provide the initial fuel, but sustainable wealth depended on diversification. Education, business-friendly policies, and international partnerships became pillars of growth. Dubai essentially sold a vision, a city where anyone, anywhere in the world could do business, invest, or live in luxury. What makes this story fascinating is that Dubai's wealth didn't emerge from a single source. Oil was only a catalyst. The real story is about foresight, planning, and the courage to invest in things that seemed impossible in a desert landscape. The emirate built a global brand while still small, leveraging geography, diplomacy, and entrepreneurship. In the decades that followed, Dubai's skyline transformed. Simple mud brick houses gave way to towers of steel and glass. The desert roads became highways bustling with luxury cars. Airports expanded into global hubs connecting continents. And while the world often marveled at the oil riches of the Middle East, Dubai quietly demonstrated that wealth could come from vision, trade, tourism, and strategy, not just natural resources. By the end of the 20th century, Dubai had positioned itself as a city that defied expectations. A city where ambition was tangible, visible in every skyscraper and luxury hotel. And it all started with a simple understanding. A desert could produce riches far beyond what oil could provide, if only you built the right foundations, welcomed the world, and dared to dream bigger than anyone thought possible. Chapter 1 Summary. This chapter sets the stage by showing Dubai's humble beginnings, highlighting Sheikh Rashid's vision, the strategic infrastructure, and the city's early diversification beyond oil. It primes the reader to understand that Dubai's wealth is a story of smart planning, not just black gold. By the early 1990s, Dubai had already transformed from a sleepy trading town into a city on the rise. But the Emirat's rulers knew that ambition never sleeps, and neither did opportunity. The world was changing. Globalization, international finance, and trade networks were connecting continents like never before. Dubai saw these trends not as threats, but as invitations. The city's geographic advantage became even more valuable. Dubai sits almost equidistant from Europe, Asia, and Africa, making it a natural hub for trade. The government capitalized on this by creating free trade zones, areas where foreign businesses could operate with minimal taxes and bureaucracy. These zones weren't just empty promises. They were fully equipped with world-class infrastructure, modern offices, and customs-free logistics. Companies from India, China, Europe, and the Americas flocked to Dubai, turning it into a global business hub almost overnight. Dubai didn't just rely on trade. The city began to transform its skyline and land itself. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who became ruler in 2006, envisioned a city that would rival the world's most famous urban landscapes. But before even reaching his reign, Dubai had begun laying the groundwork with projects that were bold for their time. The real estate boom was unlike anything the region had ever seen. Developers weren't just building homes, they were building landmarks. The idea was simple: attract global attention, attract investors, attract tourists. The city's first skyscrapers were followed by ambitious projects like the Burj Al Arab, a hotel designed to resemble the sail of a ship. It wasn't just luxury, it was a statement. Dubai was saying to the world, "We are open for business, and we dare to dream bigger than anyone else." Then came Palm Jumeirah, an artificial island shaped like a palm tree, stretching into the Persian Gulf. At first, critics laughed. Who would spend billions to build a palm in the sea? They asked. But Dubai was playing a long game. Palm Jumeirah became a symbol of innovation, attracting billionaires, celebrities, and tourists from around the world. Luxury hotels, villas, and marinas turned the project into a self-sustaining economic engine. Tourism was another pillar of Dubai's strategy. The government realized that global travelers were not just looking for sun and sand, they were looking for experiences. Shopping festivals, luxury resorts, theme parks, and world-class entertainment became a central part of Dubai's economy. The city didn't just compete with other Middle Eastern destinations, it competed with the entire world. Tourists from the United States, Europe, and Asia poured in, spending billions each year and fueling local businesses. Emirates Airlines, founded in 1985 with just 2 planes, became a symbol of Dubai's global ambition. By connecting the city to hundreds of destinations across 6 continents, Emirates made Dubai accessible to the world. Suddenly, a weekend getaway to the desert was as easy as flying to London or New York. Dubai's ability to combine trade, real estate, and tourism into a single, cohesive economic strategy was unprecedented. While oil had funded infrastructure, it was diversification that made the city resilient. The world was watching, and Dubai delivered every time. The city's rapid rise didn't come without risks. Massive debts, ambitious projects, and the volatility of the global economy constantly tested the Emirates' leadership. Yet, Dubai managed these challenges with a combination of strategic partnerships, calculated investments, and political foresight. By the early 2000s, Dubai was no longer a regional player. It had become a global brand. People around the world knew the city's name, not for its oil, but for its ambition. Investors wanted in, tourists wanted to visit, and businesses wanted a base there. Skyscrapers like the Burj Khalifa pierced the sky. Shopping malls spanned city blocks, and the Palm Jumeirah extended human ingenuity into the sea. Dubai had transformed from a desert outpost into a cosmopolitan hub where wealth, commerce, and luxury converged. What made Dubai different from other oil-rich cities wasn't just its ability to dream, but its ability to execute those dreams. Other regions with greater oil wealth sometimes failed to diversify or attract global attention. Dubai succeeded because it understood that wealth isn't just about resources. It's about vision, strategy, and execution. Even now, Dubai continues to expand. Mega projects, futuristic transportation systems, and ambitious tourism initiatives keep the city in the global spotlight. The desert that once seemed inhospitable has been transformed into a playground for ambition, creativity, and commerce. Dubai's story is a lesson in how to turn geographic advantage, smart leadership, and bold vision into sustainable wealth, a blueprint for cities around the world. By the end of this chapter, it becomes clear: Dubai's riches were never just about oil. They were about dreaming big, building smart, and embracing the world. By the time the world entered the 2010s, Dubai was no longer trying to prove itself. It already had. The city had survived financial crises, global recessions, and skepticism from critics who once called it a mirage. Yet Dubai stood firm not because of oil, but because it had built something far more valuable, a system designed for the future. Unlike traditional oil economies, Dubai understood one crucial truth early on: oil runs out, but ideas don't. By the time oil revenues peaked, they already made up a surprisingly small percentage of Dubai's total income. Trade, tourism, aviation, finance, technology, and real estate had taken center stage. The city was no longer selling oil, it was selling access, opportunity, and lifestyle. One of Dubai's smartest moves was turning itself into a global investment hub. Government-backed entities began investing worldwide: ports in Africa, real estate in Europe, logistics in Asia, and technology startups in Silicon Valley. Dubai wasn't just attracting money anymore. It was exporting capital and influence. This global diversification protected the city from local economic shocks and made it part of the world's financial bloodstream. Technology became the next frontier. Dubai launched initiatives focused on smart cities, digital government services, artificial intelligence, and fintech. In many areas, Dubai skipped outdated systems entirely and jumped straight into advanced digital infrastructure. Paperwork disappeared. Government services went online. Starting a business became faster than in many Western countries. For entrepreneurs and investors, this efficiency was magnetic. The city also reinvented its image yet again, this time as a place for innovation and the future. Events like Expo 2020 showcased Dubai as a crossroads of ideas, culture, and technology. Millions of visitors saw not just luxury, but ambition, renewable energy projects, futuristic architecture, and sustainability plans designed for a post-oil world. Human capital played a major role in this transformation. Dubai opened its doors to talent from everywhere: engineers, bankers, designers, coders, doctors, and creators. Unlike many nations, Dubai didn't demand people change who they were. Instead, it offered safety, opportunity, and upward mobility. The result was one of the most diverse populations on Earth, working together inside a single city-state. Critics often point to Dubai's fast growth as risky. They aren't entirely wrong. Growth always carries risk. But Dubai's leadership understood something deeper. Standing still is the biggest risk of all. Each challenge became a lesson. Each setback refined the system. When mistakes happened, Dubai adapted faster than most governments ever could. Today, Dubai competes not with Middle Eastern cities, but with New York, London, Singapore, and Hong Kong. It is a financial hub, a tourism magnet, a logistics giant, and a cultural crossroads. Flights pass through it every minute. Goods move through its ports every second. Money, people, and ideas flow constantly. The most powerful lesson from Dubai's rise is this: wealth is not inherited, it is engineered. Dubai did not wait for oil to save it. It used oil as fuel, then built an engine that could run without it. Visionary leadership, strategic location, business-friendly policies, global openness, and relentless execution turned a desert city into a modern empire of commerce. For the world, especially developing nations, Dubai's story offers a blueprint. Natural resources help, but they are not destiny. Smart planning, diversification, and global integration matter more. Dubai proves that even the harshest environments can produce extraordinary success, if guided by bold thinking and disciplined action. And so, when people ask, how did Dubai get so rich? The answer is no longer simple. It wasn't just oil. It was vision over comfort, execution over excuses, and the courage to bet on the future before the world believed it was possible. Dubai's greatest asset was never oil, land, or skyscrapers. It was mindset. While many nations waited for certainty before acting, Dubai moved fast in an uncertain world. This mentality, bold, calculated, and future-focused, became the invisible engine behind everything the city built. From the beginning, Dubai's leaders understood something most governments ignore. The world rewards speed and clarity. Policies were not debated for decades. Decisions were made, tested, adjusted, and improved. This flexibility allowed Dubai to move ahead while slower systems struggled with bureaucracy. Investors noticed. Entrepreneurs noticed. Capital always flows where friction is lowest, and Dubai reduced friction better than almost anywhere else. Another powerful pillar of Dubai's rise was brand psychology. Dubai didn't just build infrastructure, it built perception. Every mega project, every global event, every record-breaking structure sent a message. This city is serious. The Burj Khalifa wasn't only a building, it was marketing on a global scale. When people saw it, they didn't think oil. They thought success, ambition, opportunity. Dubai also mastered risk management, not risk avoidance. Many countries avoid risk entirely, fearing failure. Dubai did the opposite. It accepted that some projects would fail, but the wins would outweigh the losses. This portfolio-style thinking is exactly how smart investors operate. Dubai treated the city like an investment portfolio. Diversify, scale winners, cut losses, and reinvest aggressively. Foreign trust played a massive role. Dubai worked hard to create legal systems, property rights, and safety that made outsiders comfortable bringing their wealth. For American and European investors, Dubai felt familiar enough to trust, but exciting enough to profit from. This balance is rare and incredibly valuable. Education and exposure also mattered. Dubai didn't isolate itself. Its leadership studied global financial centers, borrowed best practices, and adapted them locally. Instead of copying blindly, Dubai customized ideas to fit its geography and culture. This hybrid approach, global thinking with local execution, became one of its strongest advantages. Another overlooked factor was long-term thinking. Dubai planned decades ahead. Infrastructure projects weren't built for immediate profit. They were built to unlock future value. Airports enabled tourism. Tourism boosted real estate. Real estate attracted capital. Capital funded innovation. Each layer fed the next. This compounding effect turned early investments into exponential growth. Dubai also redefined what a government could be. Instead of acting only as a regulator, the government acted as a strategic partner. It invested alongside private capital, reduced uncertainty, and aligned national goals with business incentives. This alignment created momentum that was hard to stop. For individuals in the financial world, Dubai's story carries a clear lesson. Wealth follows environments designed for growth. Skills matter, capital matters. But environment multiplies everything. Dubai built an environment where ambition was rewarded, speed was valued, and global thinking was encouraged. Today, as the world faces economic uncertainty, rising competition, and technological disruption, Dubai continues to evolve. It invests in renewable energy, digital assets, logistics, and future industries. The same mindset that built the city from sand is now preparing it for the next century. Dubai proves that success is not about where you start, it's about how you think. A desert became a destination. A trading port became a financial hub. Oil became optional. And that is the final truth behind Dubai's rise. Cities don't become rich by chance. They become rich by design.